Captain's log supplemental. So it's been about a week or so. It just had a whole bunch of rain, and I noticed that there's not any more water pooling down up in here on either side. So it looks like the sealing of the windows probably took care of most of that. There is still some moisture down in that fender gap right there. Same on this side. So I'm assuming what's happening is where this fender is rolled and spot welded, that seam sealer is probably just, old and crappy. So that's where that water is coming from. So not a huge deal. Not really so concerned about that. A little bit of moisture is okay, not running in. So I'm just checking here in the front. This is just super wet. So what I noticed here is the master's leaking. So I'm guessing a majority of this is actually brake fluid, which sucks, but I guess I'll just have to delegate this to my neighbor who does detailing in the springtime. He doesn't know it yet though. There's no more water dripping on that side, so it looks like the baffle reseal on this side worked. I'm guessing that the windshield is not leaking. It's impossible to tell. I'm not going to mess with that yet, but what I did notice was I'm still getting some water back here in these compartments. Now, some of it's coming from the seam in that fender, the same as the other side, but I noticed that it's still coming in through this. Well, where's the light? This area here. So we know that the lights have been resealed. So we know it's not that. We still got some poo-poo down there to deal with, but I was just kind of picking around down here with the screwdriver, and what I noticed was, I'm trying to do this upside down, so there's a hole right there that runs clean through to the other side. So pick that off with the flathead and just kind of messing around in here a little bit. And what I noticed was this whole body seam here is loose. This one here is loose, and there's a hole there. So I didn't notice that hole when I did the lights because it's behind that body seam. So I'm just gonna kind of scratchy all this as much as I can and jam some butylene in there. So there's not really much else I can do. So not a huge problem having a little bit of moisture in here, but I'd rather not have any, for obvious reasons. But I think I'm going to do the same on this side, go in there and punch out that hole and reseal it, because I found some of my old my speakers from the old turbo car from back in the early 2000s. So I want to put that stuff back in here. I also have a Solo Barrack that's sitting in the 300 that I think I'm going to put in here once I get all this stuff dried out. So yeah, maybe put a little trunk thunder in here. It's not going to be a race car, it's just going to be a driver. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If I find anything important after this, I'll upload that, but I think this is going to be the final series in this video series.